Hey you, welcome back to the series. Here's a recap of what happened in the last episode. So in the last episode, we talked about Mauryan Empire, which had already collapsed. So after the fall of Mauryan Empire, ancient India, especially northern India, went through political fragmentation, which means a power vacuum was created because there was no uh, imperial authority, central control over all the territories which was earlier under Mauryan Empire. So now they were all divided, fighting against each other, foreign invasions, domestic powers rising, so on and so forth. So almost India went through political fragmentation for nearly 4 centuries. So what happened with taxes? Taxes became decentralized and localized, just limited to the borders of your kingdom. Now, 4 centuries have passed, and there is rising a new empire like Mauryans, or not exactly like Mauryans, but this empire will, of course, change a hell lot of stuff in Indian landscape during that time. What's the name of the empire? Gupta Empire. So let's begin the story. It's 350 BCE. There is Arya's descendant who is living during Gupta period. His name is, we say, Dhruv. Now Dhruv is as farming in his ancestral land like his ancestors. Nothing interesting is going on in his life until the day when something changed. ध्रुव वेट कर रहा है किंग्स ऑफिशियल्स के आने का ताकि वो अपने हिस्से का टैक्स उन लोगों को दे सके. ऑफ कोर्स, अब जैसे मैंने बताया, राजा के लोग आते हैं और पेजेंट से टैक्स ले जाते हैं, मतलब ध्रुव जैसे लोगों से. तो अब ध्रुव वही इंतज़ार कर रहा है, पर वो वेट करता है, थोड़ा और वेट करता है, और कोई नहीं आता. दैट्स इंटरेस्टिंग. क्यों? क्या इस बार राजा को टैक्स नहीं चाहिए? नहीं, एक्चुअली टैक्स चाहिए, बट टैक्स कलेक्ट करने के लिए राजा के लोग नहीं आते, बल्कि लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर के कुछ लोग आते हैं. नाउ दे डिमांडेड टैक्सेस फ्रॉम ध्रुव. But why? Something is going wrong, right? Dhruv is kind of confused because ये क्या सिचुएशन है? देखा जाए तो उसको तो किंग्स ऑफिशियल्स को टैक्सेस देने हैं, राइट? बट देर इज समथिंग गोइंग ऑन. सो इस मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग को वो जो लोग आते हैं वो दूर करते हैं, ये बताते हुए कि अब से सारे जो टैक्स हैं वो इनको मिलेंगे. बेसिकली ये नहीं, लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर को मिलेंगे. तो क्यों मिलेंगे भाई? क्योंकि राजा ने लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर को ये सारी ज़मीन दे दी है. मतलब इस पूरी की पूरी ज़मीन से अब जो टैक्स लेने का अधिकार है वो इनका है, लोकल एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर का. राजा ने चाहा, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर को मिल गया, और अब वो टैक्सेस ले रहा है सबसे. तो अब इसमें दिक्कत कहाँ है? वेल, ध्रुव के लिए थोड़ी दिक्कत है, क्योंकि अब उसको एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर को टैक्सेस देना है. तो अब ध्रुव के दिमाग में कुछ सवाल है, जैसे क्या उसे अब ज़्यादा टैक्स पे करना पड़ेगा? क्या मतलब अब जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर है वो भी इससे कट लेगा? क्या और भी कोई टैक्सेस आएंगे? और अब क्या होने वाला है इसके साथ? मतलब इतने टाइम से ध्रुव बेसिकली किंग्स ऑफिशियल को टैक्स दे रहा था, पर अब जो ये सीन हो चुका है इसका कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा. वेट, कट द स्टोरी हियर. Let me explain you what's going on here. Okay, we have to zoom out a little. Zoom out. The Gupta period. So Gupta Empire has reunited much of northern India after nearly 4 centuries of political fragmentation. However, Guptas didn't rebuild any central administrative machinery like Mauryans. Instead, they developed a system which balanced imperial authority with regional autonomy. From centralization to decentralization. So, for taking a perspective, During Mauryan Empire, taxes were generally collected by officials directly responsible to the central government, which was the empire. But in Gupta Empire, they didn't force any centralized taxation system. Rather, they kind of just collected all decentralized system and let them have their way. Which means that if I am the emperor, I will say to all my subordinate kings that you can take taxes as you wish, and then you will pay taxes to me. Land became the center of revenue. So, as agriculture expanded, land revenue became even more important than before. Now, several land related taxes either gained more importance or appearance in inscriptions. So, there is Bhag, which is the principal land tax, basically around 1/6 to 1/4 of the agriculture produce. Then there is Halivakar, which was related to the taxes on ownership or use of plow. Then there is Bhog, which refer to provisions such as food, firewood, flowers, gifts, yield by the subject supplied to the king or officials. Villagers were also expected to provide food and other supplies to the armies, royal armies passing through their region. Land grants changed the economy. So Gupta rulers increasingly rewarded priests, religious institutions, military leaders, officials with land instead of regular salaries. ये जो grants थी that can be passed on to their successors. और आमतौर पर इनको taxes पे भी exemption थे. And in several cases जो natural resources पे right थे, जैसे salt production और mining जो पहले state monopoly थी, अब वो भी transfer हो सकती थी through land grants. Now this kind of reduced direct control of empire over sources of revenue. Now comes the administration. Because much of revenue collection became localized, Gupta Empire required a less elaborate administrative structure compared to Mauryans. Still, there are some important officials to mention, like Durtakas. So these officials were to implement royal land grants. Then there are Pustapals, which maintained records of land grants, tax assessment, and revenue collection. And Gopasramin, or some say Akshapatal Dhikrata. So they oversee and supervise accounts, financial record, and overall revenue administration. Economy. Gupta economy remained prosperous. Agriculture expanded with continued attention to irrigation. Guilds continued to organize craftsmen and merchants, and taxes continued to be collected in cash and kind. Tax, like Hiranya, was cash payments common among wealthy groups and urban centers. The famous Gupta gold coins, जिन्हें हम दिनार कहते हैं, reflected the empire's economic strength. So it stayed same. Despite इतने सारे important changes के, many features from earlier taxation system was kind of still present. Despite these important taxation changes, many features of earlier taxation still survived, like traditional taxes such as bhag, kar, bali, shulk, vishti. And as I mentioned before, taxes were still paid in both cash and kind. All this jargon of explanation, I hope you understand how important was Gupta Empire for its time. Well, we call the Gupta period the golden age of ancient India because of its remarkable achievements in literature, math, science, art, and governance. However, modern historians debate on this. Argument कुछ ऐसा है कि increasing land grants, social inequalities, caste-based hierarchies, and burdens on peasants means the golden age wasn't equally beneficial for all groups of society. For nearly 2 centuries, Gupta Empire shaped taxation across much of northern India. But no empire lasts forever. Soon, waves of invasion, regional kingdoms, and new powers would once again transform how India collected taxes.